Alright guys, this is episode 5 of Deus Ex. And I guess I'm trying to teabag her? I don't know. Usually you have to be laying down to get teabagged. But, you know, he's a cyborg. He can do some amazing things. I kind of didn't remember what I was doing here, so there's a bit of wandering. I have to say I like this game. I like its story more than anything, really, because there's really this conspiracy and there's this complicated moral dilemma. Singing hobos. Of course, you have these people who are creating and spreading this disease in order to, I guess, take over the world or something. And then you have, like, the NSF that's trying to supply people with the cure as best they can. They're really not going about the right way and they're causing a lot of trouble. Of course, we have inept, which is trying to keep the peace, I guess, but, well, they're causing a lot of trouble too. Here we have some awkward gunfighting, which is the trademark of this game. Deus Ex, awkward gunfighting. Would have been a... I don't think it would have sold too well if they called it that. So we search a few bodies here, get some ammo. I don't know what this Zyme crap is. It's some kind of drug. I might try it out later. I cleaned out my inventory a little bit.
Anybody?
That happy guy there. Somebody kill me. Anybody. He sounds a little bit like Frieza. Now we can actually see something and step on rats. For some reason, I was trying to figure out how I use my lockpick. I don't know why I was going in the inventory. And I was like, oh, yeah, shit, it's number 8 to use it. Nothing really good in this box anyway. There's like a lot of meaningless loot in this game, I've noticed. Like, some of it's helpful. You can use a multi-tool. But I opened a lock to get a lockpick by using a lockpick. I don't know. It just doesn't really work out for me.
Could be the law.
Oh, the terrorist heard me destroy his trash can. Better watch out. Now, I don't know if we're really supposed to not shoot people or something. I guess. At this point, he's running away. I guess he ran out of ammo. He's too injured or something. So we're gonna do the brave thing and shoot him in the back. Pick up yet another knife. I should just keep the knife and get rid of the baton at this point, because the game will just force them on me. That's one problem I have with it. Like, I don't want a knife. It's nice that there's a quick loot feature, because here I go back into my inventory like a retard. And there's a med kit, and a prod charger, which I don't even really need or use. I'll probably end up dropping that. I'm going to use anything. It'll most likely be the trank gun, which I don't have much ammo for anymore. Tons of 40s lying around though. I should drink like 10 of those things and see what happens. Now we can go through that subway entrance or we can go into this steam vent here. I decided to be stealthy, go into the steam vent. Fortunately you need to use bioelectric cells because you're going to need your night vision. And it's all very tedious, really, going through these vents. Look at that amazing steam graphic. I don't know, I guess it's a product of its time. And this is an Eidos game. I forget who the actual developer is. I think Eidos just published it. But it almost feels like an indie game with a high budget. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I like indie games. But it has a kind of feel to it. But it might be its age. Because this, as I said in the previous episode, this is kind of a strange point in PC gaming.
The NSF terrorists in the subway have threatened to blow up the platform. Watch for booby traps.
He looks like a frickin'... I don't even know. He looks like some kind of duck. I don't know why I think he looks like a duck, but he does. I know he's supposed to be a nerd, so I guess that works. So we're going to snipe these guys out, if you can say that's possible with a pistol. It's not really a thing, I guess. That guy has a shotgun, but not anymore. We have to be careful not to shoot those two crates there. There's actually hostages in here. I think the guy mentioned that. There's hostages, and if you hit the explosives, you'll end up killing hostages, so... If I were playing the game as a total badass, I guess I wouldn't care. But I want to be kind of good. I actually like having characters that are maybe a little bit morally ambiguous. That's what I'm trying to say here. Of course, J.C. Denton can shoot through floors. It's concrete floors, of all things. It's quite amazing. Now, those guys have a lot of good stuff. One of them has a flamethrower. One of them has a shotgun. I wish I took rifles, because then I could use shotguns. I don't know why rifles and shotguns are considered the same thing in this game. They are kind of related. I understand the logic to some extent. And they did have to kind of group weapons together, so not totally crazy. If I had known that, I would have certainly taken the rifle skill and just maybe suffered through the beginning of the game with the 30-06. Most of these guys are dead at this point, so I just decided to wade in and shoot whoever is left. A nice headshot there. I don't understand the reticule too well. I guess he's focusing in on the target. I don't know if that's like an accuracy thing exactly, or if it's like a sticky reticule type of thing. Aim assist. I'm a little baffled by it. I think it might be a little bit of both. It's tremendously slow though. I mean, if someone ranks trained with an item, they should be a little bit more proficient with it. That's one of my complaints about this. Like, I can understand them being totally terrible when they're untrained, but, you know, trained kind of implies that you could use the weapon competently. Now, this next part of the game is actually pretty cool. You can do a little detective work. You talk to people. You can kind of get a little more of the RPG element and feel from the game. And it's something I really like about it. Borderlands, I like Borderlands, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a different FPS RPG too. I have to point that out, but different type of FPS RPG. Almost give it a subgenre to the subgenre. But it doesn't exactly do like the whole interaction thing very well. At least the first one. This game does a much better job of it.
What do I do?
I'm with you, Natko. As soon as I open the train doors, I need you to be ready to run on board.
So yeah, we just have to open up this train here. And we'll be on our merry way. I don't know why it says subway control panel.
Good work. The hostages will be all right. Now take the train to Hell's Kitchen and report to your brother.
Hell's Kitchen, you say? Sounds fun. Get into quite a bit of trouble here, actually. And everyone's panicked and running. At this point, I did not realize that people don't like it when you walk around with your gun out. Yeah, so to speak. Up here, we're going to meet JC's brother again. I think his name was Paul.
What's the situation here? You're
Oh,
taking
right.
over. I've got to get my team ready to raid the warehouse. What about the EMP field? Still in place. Your primary objective will be to locate and disable its power source, probably an industrial-sized generator in a large building. I'll question some of the locals. I ordered the civilians to take cover a block south of here in the Free Clinic and at the Underworld Tavern, down on the corner. Maybe I'll start with the tavern. Why'd you have to clear the street? There's still a heavy NSF presence in the streets, and we're taking some fire. We could use your help if you get the chance. Maybe I'll do that. If you need any extra equipment, here's the key to my place at the Ton Hotel. Check the secret closet. Remember? The keypad's behind the painting. Just like the movies. Second floor, right? Yeah, and take a charger for the riot prod. We don't need another Anna Navarra shooting spree. Whatever you say. And JC, we'll be waiting for you to take down that EMP field.
I love how their teeth randomly disappear and reappear while they're talking. Also, if you took note of that woman running around in the background,
We're getting reports of a hostage situation
oh,
in the Tom
this guy
Hotel,
keeps
which is at
interrupting
the
me.
southeast corner of the block. When you stayed with Paul, did you meet Mr. Renton and his daughter Sandra? We think at least one of them is still inside.
yeah, so the chick that was running around, she actually calmed down when JC put his weapon away to talk to his brother. So that's going to come into play later on, it's significant to this episode. So is this area right here. It's probably very hard to see. But I was trying to get into here. Couldn't do it.
Yes. Password?
Open up. I'm a federal agent.
And the door did not open. I guess people don't open the door for federal agents. And I wonder why. I wonder why in this world that JC Denton lives in, why they would want to just open the door.
Denton, hey, it's Denton. You want these?
What?
Give him the grenades.
Look, I know he's your brother, but
Your brother gave us these things. Look at this. Irritation to all exposed mucous membranes. What's that gonna do?
just tell Paul to give us bullets next time.
Here's one. Prolonged exposure can damage the bronchial pathways. Prolonged exposure? It's like giving them cigarettes or something.
Look, do you want these things?
And I decided to take them. It looks like I'm talking to
Sure.
the box
Hand 'em over.
there.
Here you go, with my compliments. Good luck.
Probably no point in even picking them up. Maybe we'll find a little use for them. Get creative. That's something I really like about this game, is you can dispatch enemies in a lot of different ways. Reminds me of Crusader No Remorse in that regard, which I might play someday. I might even do like a Let's Play of it. Although, I don't know if it's really like a Let's Play friendly kind of game. I'll have to see. This definitely has like nightmarish tank controls. The music in this game is just awesome. by the way. It has this, it really has like almost like an 80s feel, which jives well with the whole cyberpunk thing. As someone who likes synthwave, I have to say that makes it even better. So this game's basically a world of bums.
Stay out of the ton, bro. Bad shit
The
going
ton?
down.
Is it ton or ton? So this goes to the underworld bar. And you can talk to people, you get information in here. There's different things you can learn. And if I can go the right way, we'll do all that. See, that sign says no guns allowed. That's something you should probably pay attention to. Fortunately, I put my gun away. Something told me, well, maybe I should run around with my gun out. Although it took me a moment. And later on, I forgot. And this is just a bathroom. There's really nothing in here. I thought maybe I'd find something cool. It wasn't the case, unless you think filthy toilets are cool. Filthy cyberpunk toilets. Why am I always playing games that have toilets in them? Like, I feel like that's the friggin' theme of this year is, I think, what was it, Disaster Report had a lot of bathrooms. It's rather strange.
Hey, you with the troops? I need help.
What's the problem?
Actually, it's my friend. Johnny took her into the alley west of here, across the street.
Slow down. Who's Johnny?
I got a bad feeling about this. He was mad. He gets crazy when he's mad.
Don't worry. I'll check it out.
Johnny. That's... Can people afford whole shirts anymore?
Joe Green, Midnight Sun. Glad to know you. What can you tell me about what's going on out there?
Sorry, regulations prevent me from talking to the press.
Regulations, huh? So you are part of the crackdown.
Like I said, I have nothing to say.
Too stylish for the National Guard? Too athletic for NYPD? You must be from UNATCO.
What is that guy, a
I
human
really can't be
thumb?
bothered right now.
Soy food. Just sounds horrible.
It's still going
Lady
on,
in
isn't it?
sweater.
They're shooting people right outside
I guess
the
that makes her
wall.
special because she can afford a sweater.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Hey, you look like the vigilante type. What if I said I knew where you could load up on military hardware?
Where's that?
That's valuable information. You'll have to come up with some kind of payment. How about liquor?
I don't have any liquor.
The bar's to my left.
Okay, so I guess we gotta get Stan Lee over here some liquor.
What can I get you?
You work here, you must know the area. Heard of anyone hiding a large generator?
Not exactly, but if it's anywhere, it's probably in the warehouse district.
Where's
Apparently in the
Few
future,
blocks south,
every
on the
woman
sidewalk, but
on the
right
face of the
is
planet
off
has
road
double
to
D.
NSF.
that? I'd like to check it out.
Well, you may be out of luck. Even though one of
Even
the
if they're
warehouses faces
cyborgs,
on
maybe
the
that's
bar,
part of the
I bet you get
enhancements.
inside.
Sounds like a good place to start.
Something to drink. Everything in the bar, snacks too, just 10 credits.
That's some heavy augmentation.
Yeah, that's UNATCO. What's it to you?
I'm in the business.
Well, I was in an early program, okay? I can still polish a glass. Good luck with your business.
She was UNATCO Death Squad enforcer turned bartender.
Beer, please.
You better get rid of some gear if you want to carry
Red
anything
Star
else.
beer. I don't know if you guys could see that in the background. It kind of looks like a Heineken label. I had to throw some shit away to actually hold the beer.
What'll it be?
Beer, please.
There you go.
Ah,
What do you have for me?
You can have this beer.
Thanks a lot. When I wrote Spider-Man,
Same smuggler. Real paranoid nut. Wires himself in with booby traps, but he knows things. There's stuff in the sewers that only smuggler knows about.
Thanks. Maybe I'll pay him a visit.
Now
but
I'll tell you
smuggler.
something you can't hear from anybody but me.
What's that?
I don't think
Area
that's the
51.
joke, actually.
You heard of it, right?
Actually, I'd rather hear whether you know anything about a warehouse with an illicit generator.
I worked out there. Most people think they got aliens from another planet, but I didn't see any flying saucers. You want to hear about it? I'll tell you. For the price of a beer.
So I get him another beer because, you know, who doesn't want to hear about Area 51?
What'll it be?
Beer, please.
There you go.
What do you have for
It'd
me?
be really nice if this music wasn't on like
You can have this beer.
5-second
I
loop.
appreciate it. Yep, I know for a fact it's not just for government research. I've seen all kinds of executives coming and going.
I'm sure plenty of bureaucrats fly out there.
Billionaires, big executives. I think the whole place has been taken over by a private corporation.
Not likely.
Something's going on underground. I'm a pilot, which means I didn't get any access to the main complex. But a lot of rock comes out of there. It's some kind of mine. But what I don't understand is why they're always laying more fiber optic cables.
A pilot? What do you fly?
Copters. You know what I think? I think that's where the UN moved Echelon 4 back when they promised they were going to stop spying on people.
Surveillance is a very distributed technology. To centralize it in one large facility would be very unusual, even for the UN.
I bet they did it. They want to centralize everything. Every computer on the planet.
I am Ambrosia from a drug dealer.
We're talking about your wife, the Grey Death.
I don't know. If I gave it to her, and it was cut...
Jojo's good for it. People know him. He'd be hanging from a streetlight if he was selling bad vaccine. Hey, Shay, Kid Cod. Here's a little vodka this time.
I don't know if this fat guy over here, if the voice actor
Excuse us, we're having a
that
conversation.
did him, I don't know if he
Never
was
forgive
like
yourself
a great voice actor or a horrible one.
It's to be expected.
Like-
Ambrosia's a controlled substance.
Because he almost
Most people
sounds
don't even think
exactly
it
like
exists.
this dude
To be
looks.
peeing in chits in a grimy alley somewhere.
You ought to be thankful the dealers got their hands on it. A week from now, listen to me. I say this for your own good. Next week, it might be too late.
Yes?
So it took me a little time to deliberate on how I want to deal with him.
My wife has the plague.
He already lost his daughter.
Sorry to hear that.
So do I trust some street punk called Jojo to get me pharmaceuticals? Trust him with my wife's life?
I thought Ambrosia was an urban legend.
Jojo probably just wants to sound like a player.
Jojo.
I shouldn't get my hopes up.
I don't know what to say. You just have to do what you think is right.
Wow, it was mighty understanding of you, JC. I had to do this over again, and the other time I did like the bad cop routine, and that was kind of funny too. So we're gonna go find Johnny, give him a proper ass whooping like he deserves. Cars are looking good around here. The cars in Fallout look better.
Talk to one of the guys in green. Unatko's running the show today.
I love that cop voice.
We've been asked to direct pedestrians to the Underworld Bar. You'll be safe.
Sounds like more. Sounds like Kennedy or something like that. Very New England.
What I'm telling you, girl.
You said I didn't have to. Make Janie do it.
I already took the money. And when it's JoJo and it's something he wants, you gotta do it. You and me both, baby. We helpless.
We were just gonna hang out today.
I told you how it don't play with me, this amateur unprofessional bullshit.
Johnny.
If it's business, it's business. If it's us two hanging out, then we hang out. Right now, it's business.
I want out, Johnny. I didn't know it would get like this.
Put it this way. You in it. You want out is like a game. You get beat out.
You could beat out.
What you want?
So yeah, I did the tough cop thing. I'm kind of glad I did because it's a lot more fun this way.
Leave her alone or I'll have your ass picked up for pandering.
You ain't no police. I own the police. Whoa.
Got a few in the chest there. I accidentally picked up a box here when I was trying to search the punk.
Thanks.
So apparently this girl can only afford a quarter of a sweater.
Into smugglers.
Right, the weapons dealer.
Hey, you shouldn't have took down Johnny. Soon as Jojo finds out.
I've been hearing about this punk Jojo. I'll straighten him out if you can tell me where to find him.
You can't touch Jojo. He doesn't go out, and there's only 2 ways to the warehouse.
Warehouse?
You think you can sneak into Osgood's at the park, but in the first place, it's locked.
Looks like the fighting in the park has died down.
And if you go underground, he's got laser tripwires, drone guns, military-type stuff, plus there are guards on the roof.
Tell you what, I'll handle Jojo. You stay out of the way until the NSF have pulled back.
I can take care of myself.
So we will eventually find our way in there. I want to see what we can get. Buckshot and a crowbar. Things I don't need. So over here we find someone's bank account. And I decide to head into the bar and access the ATM. It was tough remembering this number too. It's a good amount of digits here. Now, unfortunately, when I went back into the spar, I forgot to put my gun away. I just wanted to go get the money out of that ATM. Very unwise. Like, I didn't really notice it.
Don't you have someplace to go?
Well, he's going to talk to this chick.
You're looking at it.
I think I know your father. He runs the time, right?
So?
You could at least let your father know you're alright.
He knows where I am.
You mad at him or something?
No, but I don't want him running my life like he runs that cheap hotel.
He doesn't do such a bad job.
He never got nowhere because he never took chances. That ain't me.
You're never going to get nowhere either.
I think you should be more grateful for what he's done. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Earlier you said something about the smuggler.
Tough guy like you? Figured you'd be a big customer. He's got a basement place over near the subway entrance. You have to give him the password, Bloodshot, or he won't let you in.
Bloodshot. So yeah, you can hear people panicking. And this causes some trouble. So I try to access the ATM, I put the number in. And then someone starts shotgunning us. And I was like, seriously? Is this really happening? Now I withdrew the money because I was thinking, well, I probably am not gonna die, right? Because they wouldn't kill me while the game's paused. Ha! So, yeah, I ended up dying. I went back and redid all this because I didn't save. But, you know, that's life. I learned a valuable lesson. Put your gun away when you walk into a bar in Deus Ex. So thank you so much for watching, guys. In the next episode, we're going to basically pick up where we left off. And we're going to go visit the smuggler. Hopefully finish this mission up. I don't want it to be more than 3 parts. I don't really want every episode I don't want every mission to be 3 parts long. So, I don't know, maybe I'll figure out a way to finish one of the missions in an episode. maybe with enough editing I could do it. But at any rate, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will be back with more Deus Ex, and until next time, good luck and happy gaming.